History Invaders, welcome back. You know it is your boy Cam 1111, the YouTube's Rookie of the Year, and I'm back with an absolute banger. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. Again, we've been growing, we've been glowing, no intro needed. 5 rap beats that ruined their careers. Let's get it, let's go. We jumping right into it. Happy Wednesday, Friday, my Friday, Wednesday for y'all.
5 rap beefs that ruined careers. Now, when it comes to rap beef, while most lyrical duels between rival artists only end up exciting audiences and giving the people...
First things first, y'all. I'm feeling really good. Like, I'm blessed. I can't thank y'all enough, dog. Like, we've been growing rapidly. So I can't thank y'all enough, man. I appreciate all the love and support. But let's jump right into it, man. I'm high off life right now. I ain't gonna lie. Fix my life. I'm high off life.
So out of hand that beyond all the excitement and attention around hip hop in its most competitive form, someone will walk away with not just an L, but with their reputation forever altered, and as a result of this.
And that's crazy though, y'all, to think like when you go into a rap beef, knowing your career could be ended at any point. So why would you go into it playing around? I.e. a Drake, i.e. a Meek Mill, i.e. a Ja Rule to a certain extent. This shit is not for play. This is serious business, like serious business.
Their careers usually spiral downhill quickly. Whether this was because image-altering secrets were revealed during the beef, or due to humiliating jokes and one-liners that made rappers unable to escape their own failure. With some of the most iconic feuds in hip-hop history, because of what went down during them. From some of the biggest rappers ever to some of hip-hop's greatest grifters, we have seen so many artists' dream careers turn into...
Who y'all think gonna be on this list, though, besides a Drake or a Meek Mill or a Ja Rule? Name some other rap beefs y'all know of that y'all could potentially think that's gonna be on this video. I know Meek on here for sure.
So if you're ready to see the feuds that broke careers, let's waste no time and let's get right into it. Now, kicking things off, the first beef we are going to be looking at that went horribly was Drake.
I already knew it. It's Drake the victor.
Beyond the loss that Drake handed Meek with his pair of humiliating diss tracks with both Charged Up and of course Back to Back. What Drake did with the very concept of releasing multiple songs consecutively to make Meek look even weaker, and then also making a diss track that isn't just a straight up attack of one's character, but that can also
but do y'all remember this time though, y'all? This time was absolutely insane. Like, dog, this shit was epic. Meek versus Drake, it was epic for the simple fact that it was how Meek went about it. Meek goes on Twitter, he's talking crazy. Late night too, it's early morning, you know what I mean? Like, it's late night. He talking crazy. So we like, but what is he talking about? He mad at Drake. He felt like Drake dissing him on Rico. The song Rico they got. Bruh, what? Then he ended up finding out that Drake don't even write his own material. Bro. Go on Twitter, spazzes out. Drake just dropped a record on him. We ain't doing no talking. Fuck it. We dropping a record. Boom. Charged Up. Charged Up ain't get a really good response though, I ain't gonna lie. But shit, Meek ain't said nothing yet. He's still on Twitter. Meek's still on Twitter talking. Drake in the booth rapping. He recording, like, you know what I'm saying? Boom, back to back. The rest was history. Good times, bro. Good times.
Over again on the ring, get away from the hate he was getting, all the way to the point where losing became so synonymous with his brand that he ended up naming his first album following the beef Wins and Losses, which sold considerably less than his previous studio albums and had nowhere near the same cultural impact.
No, not at all.
Towards the late 2010s, it seemed like with this loss getting so bad that Meek Mill just embraced it. His career was heading to a full-on demise at a point in time. Meek was somehow able to save his image and really his entire legacy. Because after having some trouble with the law, he came out stronger than ever and released an entire comeback album in 2018's Championship that featured a rejuvenated version of himself that captivated audiences once again. So overall,
but I ain't gonna lie. Did he really? Because I ain't gonna lie, I looked at it like, I was never a Meek guy though. I always thought Meek was cool sonically, musically, but as far as me just being in on him and his life and his, I never cared, nor did I think it was important enough to care about. Just for the simple fact that something just didn't look right. you know, something was fishy about this
ruined Meek Mill's career
whole
for a
thing.
few years. Meek did show in 2018 that no matter how bad you get humiliated,
And he got a Drake
there's
feature.
always a road to redemption that could help you redefine your entire image. And when it comes to this, it's safe to say that Drake needs
Drake
to
gave him
study
a
how the
feature.
guy he defeated was able to pull this off. Because after his beef with Kendrick Lamar, he is going to need to do the same thing as following how
Most
K-Dub
definitely.
took Drake's strategy of dropping back-to-back full-on diss tracks and didn't just do this once with Euphoria and 616 in LA, but also again with the far more effective Meet the Grams and
Yes,
Donald
he
Trumps.
went back. He went
Kendrick
4-piece. Hold on,
Drake
we
and-
can't just let that rock. Shawty went 4-piece on you. He dropped a 4-piece on you. You, Drake. You know what I'm saying? He dropped a 4-piece on you, and you can't do nothing with it. You can't say nothing about it. It's nothing you can say because we're waiting on you to address everything that this man said, and it seemed to be true. Everything is coming out. Drake seems like a liar, a misleader, and you know, if you know, you know. I ain't gonna, you know, we can't say that to algorithm, but y'all just let me know how y'all feel about it. K-Dot still
Way
up.
that no other rapper
Drake
has
keeps saying
ever
it's
been
not
able
over,
to
but
before.
we'll see.
As after out strategizing Drake throughout this entire battle by being ahead of his every move and always having a way to counter any of his attacks, and at the same time by also giving the world diss tracks that have not just thrown out some shocking allegations Drake's way, but that have also had staying power and catchiness to become massive hit songs, all the way to the point where
Yeah.
Kendrick's Not Like Us has destroyed every single previous streaming record that was held by some of Drake's biggest hit songs.
Yeah.
Kendrick has altered the way the entirety of the public doesn't just look at Drake, but also respects him, as after he
Yeah,
called him out for being a
it's
horrible
shaky.
person and a creep amongst many other things. Between everything Kendrick said and the infectious and viral way these disses have spread around the entire world, Drake's integrity is being questioned like it never has before. And while Drake is still going to remain as one of the biggest stars in the world, as this beef has went on, and he has been proven to be a straight up liar about so
Yes,
many things.
oh
like his
man, and
plot
see
to-
that's what I'm saying though, y'all. I can't let him slide. I have to hold him accountable. Yo, Aubrey, what's going on with this, and this? Fam, you got to be honest. You got to tell some truth at some point. What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? Why does this look like that? Why does this look like that? Like, bro, you got to address it. You have to say something.
Kendrick.
You
And his
can't
claims
just try
about
to pull out the,
Kendrick's
oh, I
business
got
after
you.
Dave
No.
Free being the father of his kids and all the other personal allegations he threw out. And at the same time, more of what Lamar said has been proven to be true or
Yep.
at the least
Yep.
believable. What is clear is that Drake's image is
Crazy.
deep in the mud, and that no matter how Drake tries to move past this in the future, because
Okay.
of the way Kendrick's diss tracks were designed to make his entire existence look pathetic, and also due to the impact they've had culturally, while Drake will still sell millions of records, that's for sure. People will be thinking about everything Kendrick said to make the biggest song rap has had in
And
years.
guess what's so crazy, y'all? K-Dot said, yo, every time I see you stand next to Sexy Red, I see Too Bad. Guess what happens? Drake puts out a new single with Sexy Red. When I see that, no, I didn't listen to it. No, I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Why are you standing next to Sexy Red, dude? Like, man, I ain't gonna. The more time go on, y'all, the more I'm just questioning it. Like, bro, I can't say what I want to say.
A full-on
Just know,
about
bro, Drake,
as
come
a
on, bro.
result of
You,
this,
Aubrey,
the
you one of
failure
those.
of losing this beef is going to haunt the OVO rapper for a very long time, and no matter what success he sees after this, he will always have the
can't
same
respect
Kendrick
it.
left on his resume follow with him forever. Now, with the beefs we've looked at so far, the main factor that destroyed Meek Mill for a while and is ruining Drake right now, beyond their losses and the massive impact the diss tracks about them have had, is that moving forward from these feuds, these attacks just left the artists in a place where no matter
Yeah,
what they
no
did,
man's
we
land.
could all tell that they were never the same from the aftermath of the battle. Whether this was Meek Mill's demeanor changing all the way to the point where he could title an album Wins and Losses as he was being labeled the biggest loser in hip-hop at the time, or even Drake releasing a song like The Hard Part 6, where he sounded so
The Heart Part 6, where you claim to pull the I got your card, but bro, we see right through. Real ones see right through it. Drake, you're not. My bad. Aubrey, you're nothing but secret sauce. You're not original. You don't create your own material. You don't write your own raps. You're a fraud, man.
compromised.
I don't care
and
what
defeated
act
after
say.
being and hurts their reputation even
Yes,
more
it
because
does.
it makes it clear to the public that deep down inside, while they may not show it, they do know that they got destroyed. And when it comes to this, One of the strangest cases in this regard is not even with an actual rapper, but with none other than nobody's favorite fake producer, DJ Khaled, who was involved in one of the most random rap beefs back in 2019.
Yeah, and see, this was so random and so unbalanced because it was fueled by hate. You clearly was hating. Clearly was hating. As you're DJ Khaled, bro, you fell off. You fell off bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fell off really bad, bro.
Other
I'm
than
not gonna
Tyler,
lie.
the Creator, that left one on the path towards having a career year and solidifying themselves as a modern music legend, and the other solidifying themselves as the absolute biggest joke in hip-hop at the time. Now, Tyler and Khaled's beef didn't feature actual diss tracks or any sort of motion lyrically, but instead was over the head-to-head battle in May of 2019 for a #1 debut on the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart between Tyler, the Creator's 5th studio album, Igor, and Khaled's 11th, Father of Assad. And despite Khaled having the whole industry on this album, headlined by A-listers like Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Travis Scott, and beyond just the high-profile names, he was also selling nutritional supplements that were bundled with the album to boost its sales, which I don't even think I need to go over why that was such a horrible idea. But with all of this behind the project, despite the heavy push, Tyler's Igor was still projected to take the #1 over it, and as a result, Khaled would encourage fans to stream the album and buy it to inflate its sales, and still...
Hey, but at this time, though, let's really think back to this time, though, y'all. This was the bundle time, right? But not only that, the Igor was just a better cohesive album. Yeah, Khaled had the names, the writers, the best producers. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't cohesive. What was there to hate on? Just because you got bigger names don't mean it's better music. Your marketing was trash. Your marketing was hating on another guy. You were just hating, bro. That's just hate, flat hate. You flat hated on that man.
Igor ended up beating it out for the #1 spot as it sold 165,000 copies in his first week as opposed to Khaled's 136. And as a result,
which is crazy.
Khaled just straight out lost it because as his brand was always about being how he's the absolute best and how he's #1.
He's not
with
the best.
Tyler dropping his latest album down to the #2 spot, he lost his entire identity. And while in actuality, this would have not been a big deal to fans or really anybody if Khaled didn't have anything to say about it. After the public meltdown he had for the entire world to see in this cringy video.
I make albums so people can play it and you actually hear it. You know, driving your car, you hear another car playing it. You know, go to the barbershop, you hear them playing it. You know, turn the radio on and you hear them playing.
Yeah, like, what is this? What? This is a man that is hating. This is flat out hate, man.
You know, it's playing everywhere. It's called great music. It's called albums that you actually hear the songs. Not no mysterious shit that you never on your dome.
He would forever ruin his image in a way where Khaled went
It's
from a
over.
talentless artist that everybody kind of thought was funny to a talentless artist that everybody just hated. Now, by Khaled trying to defend his #2 debut by diminishing the success of Tyler by releasing this
Sad.
strange video where he tried to bash his music and say that it's not respectable because it's mysterious, because you don't hear it out in clubs or blasting in people's cars, and as Khaled sounded so hurt and bitter in this
Very
video,
bitter.
people watched the thing, and when Khaled thought that everybody would support his attack on quote-unquote mysterious music,
Why the
everyone
hell
just
we
looked at him
support
like a
hate? That was
crazy
flat
person
hate.
And used this moment to humiliate him even more, as people started saying things like "we the second best" just to solidify his loss and really punch in for him what happened. And from this moment on, no matter how much Khaled has tried to move past this all-time low in his
can't.
career, and to once again portray himself with the positive guy image that made him so beloved at one
can't,
point,
it's over.
it has not worked out for him whatsoever, as his album sales have dropped more and more with each new release from here, and this is because his true nature was exposed in this feud that he entirely escalated and caused, and overall, by seeing how fragile Khaled's ego was as he went berserk just by losing out on a #1 to one of the most respectable artists the music
That's
industry
what I'm saying.
has.
He's a
Khaled's
legend.
career was absolutely ruined as people saw him to be the fraud that he is. And now, he doesn't just have significantly less commercial impact than before, but he has no cultural impact whatsoever.
And let's be for real. We just don't care. Simple.
Now, when it comes to
We just
calling
don't
out
care.
frauds in hip-hop, This was the main motive in Eminem's beef with Benzino, as when his classic 2002 album, The Eminem Show, was released, the biggest magazine in hip-hop at the time, In The Source, only gave it 4 out of 5 mics, which Eminem was livid about, and even went as far to accuse Benzino of not giving him a higher score because of how he looked. Now, from here, Eminem and Benzino's beef would escalate as M refused to do interviews with him, and this would follow in Benzino deciding to release diss tracks at M, where he compared M to Vanilla Ice, called him overrated, and said that he birthed his career. And following all of this disrespect, in the very prime of both his career as a rapper and in the limelight when it came to being in controversy, Eminem made it his mission to destroy Benzino as he released 3 diss tracks with The Invasion, The Sauce, and Nail in the Coffin. And with
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I ain't heard none of these records. Are they crazy like that? I don't know nothing about this. I don't even know too much about Benzino.
Songs. Eminem did lethal damage to not just Benzino's career, as he called him out for his awful attempt at rapping, weird tough guy persona that he was trying to intimidate M with, and ultimately, and most crucially to his downfall, for his awful business practices with The Source. And from here, while everything M threw out definitely damaged Benzino's image, he would hurt himself even more than Eminem already did, as he responded with more diss tracks. Were in a scramble to try to save his credibility. He would try to threaten Eminem's daughter Haley, and by doing this, by bringing somebody's kid into a rap beef and saying some horrible things, Benzino lost all credibility and just looked like an insane freak to everyone. And this didn't just make Benzino
Man, he
such
looks
a
crazy.
joke, all
Look
the
at
way
it.
to the point where his own family in the music industry, like Coi Leray, does not associate with him to this day. But because of the pathetic way he acted during this feud, his actions and lack of professionalism.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go
even
back
in
and do
the
my
sport of
research on this. I'm gonna have to look that
by
up. That's
taking
crazy.
family into things and just looking like a clown, took down the magazine he co-founded with The Source with him, and made what was once hip-hop media's greatest achievement into a sheer and utter disgrace.
Damn.
So for Eminem taking down a man's career and the publication they put their entire life into in a rap beef, it's safe to say that this ruined things like few others ever have.
So hold
And
on.
while
Benzino created the Source magazine, or he worked there? I'm gonna have to do my research on that though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I don't know nothing about that.
We have seen what has turned these L's from rappers into moments that have ruined their careers. Tends to be because they start acting differently and scrambling to say just about anything to defend themselves. We have never seen this way into speedrunning your reputation and everything you own into the ground worse than what went down with M and Benzino, because to this day, over 20 years later,
Yeah.
the man who was once the mind behind the most powerful voice in rap music is now one of the genre's least respected people, and with Benzino still trying to come at him and do anything for clout. Seems like every time he's in a headline, this reputation is somehow only getting worse, and this downward spiral is only continuing.
Absolutely.
Now, when it comes to rap beefs that have ruined careers, while the feuds we have looked at have destroyed artists' reputations and shown them to be
Yeah, they
weaker
have.
than we
Yes, they
once
have.
thought,
Yes,
the
they
next
have.
feud we're looking at is one that has ruined one man's career so bad that their career is pretty much over in every sense of the word. And this is, of course, with 50 Cent and Ja Rule.
Hello.
With this feud,
50
as
Piece
50
and
is
Ja
still
Rule.
trolling Ja to this very day, despite their feud starting all the way back in the late 90s over Ja Rule mistaking 50 for stealing his chain, and once he accused 50 of doing this, 50 of course never let it go, as he has made Ja's career a living nightmare for decades, as time and time again, their feud has taken so many different forms.
Yeah, but can you blame 50? Can you really blame 50 though, y'all? Be for real, can you blame him? I can't.
Whether this was
I can't.
humiliating him with classic diss tracks like 2002's Wanksta, or having the feud escalate so much that 50 teamed up with Eminem and Busta Rhymes, who also had their own beef with Ja Rule, and they all came together to whoop him one time on the track Hail Mary. Through some of the most memorable diss tracks ever released, 50 just came at Ja
Yeah.
relentlessly. And as Ja Rule's career has went on, and he has been involved in more controversial and embarrassing moments, this feud has taken an entirely new life, especially when we entered the social media age, as 50
Oh,
Cent
for
has
sure.
transitioned from
For
making
sure.
scathing diss tracks about Ja to trolling him in the most hilarious ways possible, as whether it was buying out all the front row seats at his concert so nobody could sit, or just making sure to clown him pretty much any single
Sad,
time
it's
that
just
Ja
bad,
does
yeah.
about anything. 50 Cent has not let Ja Rule have one moment
You
without him
can't
stepping on
step
him, all the way
on
to the point where today, nobody can even think of Ja Rule without thinking of 50 Cent always getting the best of him, and with Ja's actual music career at this point being beyond destroyed, as he can hardly sell a few thousand copies of projects, and he can't even do shows without getting booed. With all of this,
Facts.
and while Ja has even admitted in the past that 50 Cent has won their beef, despite him waving the white flag, 50 has still continued to come at him
Still
over
stepping
and
on
over again, and at this point,
Fuck him.
looks like 50 will continue to make things a living nightmare for Ja Rule for the rest of his life.
Now I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I can't blame 50 for that. I can't blame him at all. I truly can't. Y'all make sure to like, share, subscribe if you're new. Y'all let me know which beef in history was the most impactful. Who was damaged the most? My opinion, I definitely Ja Rule was damaged the most. But shit, we living through Drake right now. Drake is also suffering through a blow to his career. He got a lot of stuff he need to address. He have a lot of stuff he need to answer for. It's your boy Cam1111, and I'm signing out. Y'all love.